What's up, guys? If you're new here, my name is Rachel and I'm here to let you know that you are not alone in this and we are both walking together towards God and just getting closer with Him and getting to know Him more. So, to get started on this week's video, I did tell you guys a little surprise or spoiler of kind of what is going to be happening this week, and we finally created a name for our channel. It took forever and I don't even remember how we came up with it, but the new name is Joy Over Stress. So we're gonna choose joy over the bad, we're gonna choose good over the bad. So that is gonna be our new name. So every time you come, always think we're gonna watch the Joy Over Stress channel. The intro video is gonna take a little bit longer because I'm not a pro when it comes to tech stuff, so you gotta give me a little bit of time with that. But we have now made our name, so always remember now, it is Joy Over Stress. So last week I did tell you guys that we're gonna be talking a little bit. I want you to thinking about the question, why? So by show of hands, how many of us always like to know the why? What do I mean by that is we like to know, okay, why am I gonna do this? Why are you telling me to do this? What am I gonna gain from this? Why am I here? From our overthinkers, raise their hand proudly. But it's funny because I see a lot of us, if we look at the why, we always tend to look at the negative aspect of it. Never the good why. Like, we always tend to look at the negative in every situation or circumstance. Like, there's no such thing as good. And I want to remind you tonight that once you change your why is how you can change the trajectory of your life. So I want you to say this word with me. Sovereignty. Say it like you mean it. Sovereignty. Now, how many of us actually know what that word means? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if you don't know, don't be ashamed because I just learned what this word meant literally like a couple seconds ago. Sovereignty literally means the one above all, the supreme ruler. And I find it so amazing just how God shows His sovereignty in our life and even in the aspect of time. Because let's think about it. If we look at the Bible, if we look at Genesis 1:1, God was even existed before that book was created. So if we look at Genesis 1:1, and if we look to all the way to the end of the Bible, which is Revelation, which we have not yet experienced or seen, we've only read stories of it or heard stories of it. So from Genesis 1:1, when literally God was there to literally say, let there be light, and boom, there was. So from Genesis 1:1 to Revelation, you see that in every single book and in every single chapter and in every single verse and detail of the Bible and in the spectrum of time, God is always there. Even though people might have not felt it, but God was always there in those moments. But how many of us sometimes feel like God isn't there, He isn't doing anything? Let's ask God, the simple questions as, like, for example, God, I'm praying, but are you even listening to me? God, do you see my struggle? Do you see my pain? Do you see what I'm going through? But you don't seem to take me out of this circumstance. You don't seem to take me out of this situation. It's like if you want me here. And we even ask God, God, are you even doing anything? Are you just doing nothing and watching me here, suffer, be in pain, struggle? But I want to remind you what this verse says. And even though this verse is so short, I love it because of the power it has. And if maybe some of us are going through a season right now, or some of us just got out of a season, maybe we're going through a moment in our life that we're experiencing anxiety or pain or loneliness even, or we're experiencing temptations, I want to remind you what this verse says to, if you feel any of those moments right now, or you feel any type of way, I want you to read this verse every single time that you feel this way. It says Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Drop the mic right there. Look how powerful that verse is. It simply says, be still and know that I'm God. And why do a lot of us don't like that verse? Because God is literally saying, yeah, I need you to relax. I want you to go to the back seat of the car and let me take control. Let me take the wheel. And we don't like that. Giving up control, not knowing our circumstances, not knowing what's happening. We don't like that. Us as humans, even though we might not want to admit it, we always like to know what's happening and what's the gist of it. But that's the thing, God is saying in that verse, I need you to be still, I need you to not worry, and I need you to trust in me and have faith. And it kind of reminded me of the story. This mom was with her son in the plane, and they were about to take off, and the son was looking out the window, and he was seeing how everybody was getting the plane ready to, lift off, to take off. And, as she was seeing her son look at the window, the son looks back at the mom and asks her, how is it that, you know, they're able to attach the wings of the plane to the plane and it's able to take off? Like, how does the whole system work? And she was like, oh, you know, you can ask your uncle when we get back home because he specializes in that airplane industry. And she was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this opportunity to my advantage. And she tells him, you know, you can be anything you want. You can be a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, even somebody in this industry of airplanes. And he was like, no, Mom, I want to do what you do. And, you know, of course, for your son to say they want to do what you do, your heart melts. She felt so loved. She was like, but then when she asks him, okay, what does Mom do that you want to do? His answer changed her complete mood all around, because he says the words that no mother would want to hear. Oh, I want to do what Mom does. Mom does nothing. She's like, nothing? What about those clothes that you have on right now? And then he's like, okay, yeah, but this came out of my, you know, where I store all my clothes, so it's normal. Then she said, okay, what about the food that you get on your table every single day? Oh, that's basic mom things. That's what every mom has to do. And she herself is a writer. So she's like, okay, when you see me typing on the table, you know, reading the scriptures of God and studying this knowledge and studying the information and typing there, what do you think I'm doing? And he's like, oh, I see you doing nothing. And she's like, so the next day passes by and she gets a call from her publisher saying that one of the books she ended up writing, it ended up winning a Nobel Peace Prize. And, you know, she thinks back about the conversation that she had the previous day with her son. And it's crazy because to him, what seemed like she was doing nothing, spending hours and hours just typing and typing, she was making and writing a novel that would change someone's life, that would give somebody advice, and that won a Nobel Peace Prize. But think about it, how the son saw her doing nothing, but she was able to make a story and talk about her experience that could help somebody else. But that is all for tonight's message. I just wanted to give you a little sensation of kind of what this word is about. I want you guys to get ready because next week I'm going to be posting part 2 of the simple question, why? Hope to see you guys next week on Thursday. Get ready for this word. I hope you kind of already getting into it. It's getting good. And always remember, choose joy over stress. Bye, guys.